So this morning I've come out to a woodland which I've never been in before, and I'm just going to explore, enjoy my walk and look and see if I can find any interesting compositions. It's a really pleasant day to be out. There's really no wind at all, which is quite unusual, so it's very calm, it's very peaceful. It's a little bit overcast, but hopefully it'll stay dry, but the light's quite nice at the moment, so hopefully I'll find a few good compositions today. So as I've been exploring, I've found this particular section of woodland, and at the moment I'm just looking around it, trying to take it all in because it's filled with so much character. There's so many interesting shaped trees here. There's signs of destruction, there's signs of beauty. There's just lots of interesting stuff. We've got some heather on the forest floor as well. We've got some ivy. We've got all these trees of different shapes, different appearance, and it's almost like its own little world, this section of the forest. It's very peaceful as well. All I can hear is a bird in the distance, but I'm going to explore it a little bit more and see if I can find a composition. There's probably quite a few here, to be honest. There's more detailed shots or probably wider shots, but I'm just going to see what appeals to my eye and set something up. So as is often the case with woodland photography, there's so much beauty in this woodland, in this particular area that I've found, but to try and take it all in just wouldn't make for a good image. So one of the things that drew my attention at this particular area is the tree behind me here. We've got this interesting shape, the branch coming out, and there's some nice ivy on it as well. And by looking around I found a composition that I quite like. So I'm using a tree off in the distance. It's a dead tree again, it's got an interesting shape, and it's sort of being framed by the branch which is coming out of this tree here with the ivy on it, and also the tree to the left has got an interesting branch coming out as well. So I'm using those to sort of frame this tree off in the distance, frame the composition so it looks appealing to my eye. And also down on the forest floor here we've got some interest with the colour in the heather and the ferns as well. So I quite like this image. The challenges have been the highlights in terms of the sky, just controlling those and not underexposing the darker areas in my image. So quite hopeful for this one, hopefully it'll turn out nice. So as you'll be able to see from the video, the conditions really have changed rather dramatically. The forecast today was very much for overcast conditions with some rain, definitely no sun. And the sun has just broken out, there's blue sky everywhere, so it's really nice and sunny. Not that I'm complaining, but it's definitely not ideal conditions for photography in the woodland. So finding more good compositions could be quite challenging, but I'm going to explore and see what I can find. So behind me here is my last composition for today, and I've run out of time unfortunately to do a lot of exploring around the forest to find a composition that worked in the light. The sun is a little bit softer now, but I still think there could be very bright spells, and although I found a lot of compositions I liked, the lighting was just too harsh on those particular scenes. However, here the scene behind me was quite nicely side-lit. The tree here on the left, which is quite an interesting shape, caught my eye from the distance, and as I moved over I could actually see a squirrel on some of the lower branches. I managed to get it on video, but it'll be quite far away, quite small in the frame, so you won't see it in any detail. I wanted to change my 70-200 lens, which I did, but before I could do that and get a nice shot of it, it had climbed far higher up to the top of the trees. So the wildlife shot didn't work, I couldn't get it in time, but the landscape or woodland shot should turn out hopefully quite nice. What I really like about this scene is the ferns in the foreground. There was some quite bright light on those, but using my polarizer I was able to take care of that. I like the shape of this tree on the left, and the trees behind it as well have got character, so I've framed up my shot in portrait orientation and using some of the ferns in the foreground as interest. And the polarizer as well is bringing out lots of nice colour, so I really like this image. I feel quite fortunate because the light was so harsh earlier. I may not have got another image today, but I'm more than happy to finish with this one. So that's going to be it for this particular vlog. I've quite enjoyed my time out today. It's been quite challenging dealing with the changing light conditions. It was ideal conditions when I set off, and then it got very bright indeed. So it may be a reasonably short vlog, but I've been out for quite a few hours exploring this woodland looking for compositions. And I think I've found a couple of nice images, but also a variety of compositions which I think I'll return to another time when the lighting is more suited. But I think I'm pretty lucky with what I've got today, hopefully 2 nice images. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next vlog.